it really does. Anyway, we're off to the game one. Orange opening again with Priest. This is his favourite deck. He thinks this deck is completely busted. He loves it when he gets to play it. And the world champion showing his skill with Prince Keleseth in his opening hand.
Already he's made a strange decision, though. He's thrown away Voidwalker. What do you think of that? I picked up Patches in its place.
Against Priest, I agree entirely. You're looking for Flame Imp.
Yeah.
The 1/3, you don't need to defend your minions. You don't want to play the Voidwalker because your opponent might drop down their Northside Cleric, so it's a problem right from the start. But yeah, he's been rewarded with a healthy-looking Patches.
Yeah. Not exactly what you want to see, but this is not what Orange wants to see. But he did just pick up Raza, so actually both of these hands are looking pretty good. There's Valen. If Orange can just pick up Anduin in the next, well, before turn 8, he might be able to pull this off with some very quick burst.
It's going to need to.
He needs Circle of Healing, I think, very soon, so that he can Arcanine Circle away this board.
Yeah, Zoo boards are annoying, and Keleseth makes them more annoying, but Priest can cope with most of them. Pavel just making sure that there's no extra value going to be gained there. And there's so many things Orange can draw here. Gnomish Inventor, Orange is a firm believer that every single card in your deck.
Exactly, and I think with this deck, you just want to put in every piece of card draw that you can. It has one very, very powerful win condition. Of course, you want to work towards that. All
right, so Pavel's got next turn's going to be awkward, and then he's going to have that Despicable Dreadlord, which is really nice against Priest. Does have to play around that Dragonfire, but you go for it. One thing that Zoo does do well against Priest is it can draw so deep. Just keep drawing cards, and if they don't have the combo, you just win.
Right. See, Orange just coining out the Arcanine here by the looks of things. He just wants something on the board that will hopefully contest with these minions. It takes Flame Imp plus one of the other minions to deal with this. It's a good job that Despicable Dreadlord can't come down just yet.
Yeah, when you start coining stuff out as the Priest, you are starting to get in trouble. You need to save that coin as long as you want. And it's usually the sign that you're going to lose if you've got Raza in your hand and you're coining before turn 7. That you want to save that coin for the Anduin, but Orange just hasn't got the option. He had to take on this board, but now if he does draw Anduin, it's going to be one turn slower.
So I think that the body of the Gnomish Inventor actually is preferable here to the 3/3. The problem is with the 3/3 is that the Aesurus Veteran just kills it.
Sure. On the other side of it, you kill the Aesurus Veteran, and this doesn't get through the 1/3 taunt.
That's true. Do you ever consider playing Silence? Just to get rid of that 3 attack?
You will soon.
It's really horrible. Oh, okay, well this is an obvious Despicable Dreadlord, and that's pretty helpful in this matchup.
Yeah. Yeah, working on the Spirit Lash later on, of course. Everything not quite so good because Keleseth came down on 2, but even so.
Sure.
You know when mage decks start, like when you're playing Freeze Mage and you start having to Fireball and Frostbolt your opponent's minions?
Right.
That's the equivalent of what Orange had to do when he played the coin in this matchup.
Yeah.
You're just using up your win conditions to stay alive.
That's a very good comparison. I still think it's a pretty easy turn here. You just drop Raza, you heal your face. The one thing Orange does have going for him is that he still has 23 health remaining.
Yeah, and it's an overlooked fact of how good Raza is. The extra health gain. He's going to gain 6 more health from now till turn 8.
Yeah.
So he's kind of on 29 if he can get to turn 8.
Yeah.
And it's overlooked, I think, how good that aspect of it is. You just count it as, okay, that's half the combo, but it's so much more than that.
Against this sort of deck, where you really do want to heal every turn, but you also want to make the most of your mana every single turn, it's really invaluable.
Yeah.
Here we can play Powered Shield and the 4-mana minion, and, 5-mana minion, and still heal up as well. There's the auctioneer. Okay.
The problem against Zoo is your Anduin turn, you don't do much. It doesn't kill anything, really.
It does if a bone mare's been played.
Sure, and it does if Kellis has been played as well. Starts taking out your second Dreadlord.
Yeah, that's true.
But it doesn't take out enough. So you don't get the time to play your Anduin when you want to if the board's too imposing. And this board might be too imposing. That being said, Orange is still on 20. He does have the Raza effect enabled.
I'd say this is pretty imposing here. The double Despicable Dreadlord. The consecration every turn.
Yeah, and Orange is going to need a board clear right now, or this is going to be 1-0 to the world champion.
Dark Reaper does something, sort of.
Yeah, it does.
He can play that and Shadow Word Death, the bigger Despicable Dreadlord, and heal his face. It's actually not that bad.
It's not. Don't forget, Pavel still does have 2 Doom Guards, 2 Soulfires hanging around, so a lot of damage still in that deck, but this self-heal is chipping away for Orange, keeping him in it. Let's see.
Oh, okay. So he hovered over the Velen there. That allows him to heal for 4 when he gets played. And in theory, it forces some trades as well. There's 14 damage on Pavel's side of the board. So that would leave him 5 off lethal. That's only a Doom Guard away.
But Orange has gone fishing instead here.
This is nice. I like this. With the Tar Creeper as well. Seems important.
All right, so Orange is dead to double Soul.
Oh! He didn't play the Tar Creeper.
No, he went for the death instead.
Oh, of course. I'm being stupid. For some reason, I thought he could play both. The death was definitely more important.
This Cairn's going to be hard work. Obviously, the silence deals with half it. But I don't see how Orange gets out of this. Does Anduin get him out? I suppose Anduin might get him out. So he can silence into Anduin, into heal your own face.
The problem with the silence is that it means
removes the 5/6.
So actually, there's no point in playing it.
So he does nothing at all.
No. There's no point in playing silence.
So he's on
here.
15, he's facing down 14 that he can see. 13 because he takes down the 1-2. We can see there's actually no damage in Pavel's hand. Orange knows there's 4 cards in Pavel's deck at least.
Sacrifices most of his future healing as well. I don't think there's any choice here. It does have to come down. He does have Priest to the Feast that can come down next turn with a silence.
Can that happen now? What about Mind Blasting opponent's face this turn? That doesn't work. He's just going to hope. Pavel's going to get 2 taps to win the game. Any Soulfire or Doom Guard, there's 4 of those cards you would assume. Bone Mare would do it as well, so that's 6 outs. And he's going to get 2 goes at all of them because he'll have 9 mana.
Okay, we're silencing the Void Walker. We're saving some damage that way.
So there's less outs than I was saying. Yeah, that's a good play, obviously. And actually there's no outs to kill him in 1 turn. Sure. That's my bad there. You said that 2 turns ago, that silencing the Void Walker would be a thing.
Of course. There's the Doom Guard. It does have 6 attack.
So Orange is back down to 2, just like that.
And there's the Soulfire. That's going to be lethal. 13 damage plus 4. Pavel takes game number 1.
Yeah, they got a bit close just for a second there with that silence. But Pavel finishes it off with Doom Guard into Soulfire. Ordering paying off.
Quick glance at the camera there. And a little Pavel smile going on. But Orange is calm. He's one of the calm guys in Hearthstone.
Pick any favourites out. But first of all, they've both got to win this particular match. And that's an aggressive looking mess.
Pavel's trying to make this very fast, apparently. He's still got Jade Druid if he wins with this rogue. But this is looking like an aggressive start from both sides.
Yeah, Orange with the Flame Imp. You actually don't mind the 1/3s so much against the rogue. If this gets backstabbed, you end up in a lot of trouble, but it's not going to get backstabbed. And Pavel's hand is kind of awkward. Rogue has undergone some changes recently, with the Tar Creepers being a lot more prevalent than they were. And they're in there because of Zoo. I said it's not going to get backstabbed. I was wrong.
Well, why not? You know, Pavel.
No, it wasn't in the hand when I said it.
Yeah, of course. But with the pickup, it's just so obvious. This is a battle for the board. That's what this matchup is. It's a battle to see who can get this aggressive start, who can get the Bone Mare on 7, who can just overrun their opponent.
Now, very interesting with what Orange is doing here. He's saving the Malkazar's Imp because of the discard effects, when it would actually challenge this board really well. I don't know what hand we're looking at, but it's not the hand that's being played, by the way.
What, with Pavel?
Yeah.
Right, because he's just picking up the card.
But he has no mana.
Ah, okay. So we've got some sort of spectator bug.
Yeah. So just be aware of that. But yeah, Orange valuing the value from the Imp ahead of the fact the 1/2s will die in these trades, where the Imp would get a free trade.
Yeah, okay. I see the hand problem now. I see the problem.
Yeah, this is where that surprise backstab caught me
Yeah,
out.
okay.
Okay,
I
so
took that time to take a sip of water and
Pavel has snuck into yet another Keliseth on 2.
Oh, the hand's working again. Wait.
Hand is
Oh, no.
alive. So it looks like he was playing off the top all along.
I thought for a second that was the backstab from earlier, like just catching up.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well, I must admit. But
But
no,
no,
it's just another one.
we got there. We're good.
Orange with the chain gang. Not so good when you haven't played Keliseth, of course. 3-4, 3-4 if you have. But setting up a decent board and doing the old standoff against the Tar Creeper situation.
Now Pavel's hand, well, I was about to say it's not looking as good. It is. He can just coin out the Hydra. The problem is those Sound Knight chain gangs, they're going to slow him down significantly.
Yeah, he needs to think now, can he get through these chain gangs to make room for the Hydra, or does he have to give the Hydra up? You don't really want Zoo hurting you, but Zoo is the control in this matchup. It is on Pavel to get through these. Orange is happy to sit here all day because the longer this goes, incredibly, Zoo is the better just because it gets the card advantage from its hero power.
Yeah.
And it has a slightly heavier deck as well.
Yes. I still think with any matchup like this, the key card nowadays is just the Bone Mare. It's just, I think with Rogue Mirrors, that is one of the most important things. I've been saying that for a while. The Rogue that plays the Bone Mare first wins.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
I think the same can be said in any matchup like this. Obviously, the Warlock has the chance to play Gul'dan later on and sort of retake the board then, especially if a Doomguard has already been played. But this early tempo from Pavel and the early Keliseth is really does bode well for him.
Yeah, he didn't fancy putting the Hydra onto this board. I don't blame him. He's just going to try and clear up a little bit first. All right, so that's Orange's next turn sorted out, so got a pretty good turn here. He's just got to decide and make sure he wants to tap. I'm sure he does, but it's definitely a consideration every single time. You also got to decide if you're going to Soulfire this away. You probably are.
There's the Doomguard. Okay, well now Soulfire becomes a little bit trickier because he's not going to want to discard the Doomguard.
Yeah, what if he just plays the 2 minions here and just trades in the Councilman?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I don't mind that at all, actually.
It feels a bit icky, but
You
I don't
could
think you
even
want to give up your Soulfire.
You could even Soulfire here. You get the card draw from the Imp. It's a shame you're losing such a high-quality card, but it might just be worthwhile.
Yeah, you don't mind which one you keep.
And then if you do lose the Cairn, you're okay. You play Doomguard next turn.
And if you lose the Doomguard, Cairn's fine. Yeah, so it's definitely an option worth considering. That's why Orange is taking so long over this turn.
I think he'd rather play the Doomguard later because if he does get to Gul'dan, the Doomguard coming back is such a big deal then. Okay.
Yeah?
Just passing. No trade. Sure.
I mean, like we've said, it's really not on him to win the game. It's on Pavel to win the game.
Yep.
Orange will win if it goes long most of the time.
And it is a Tar Creeper, which is weaker on Pavel's turn. Getting a combo piece for that Vastbind Slayer is pretty good for Pavel here.
Yeah. Very much so.
Oh, there's the bone mare. So now Ken just comes down, and it should be almost impossible for Pavel to clear everything.
Yeah, he's got to give a little bit of consideration to whether he wants to Soulfire here. Soulfire Doomguard gets the board so powerfully, you give up your 2 best cards almost.
Yeah.
But you've got to look at it.
If the problem with Soulfire is that if he plays it and it discards Doomguard,
Sure.
then his whole turn gets messed up.
Yep, indeed it does.
So I think that when you weigh all of the pros and cons, I think you arrive at Ken just being the safest option. Orange disagrees, though. He's discarded the Doomguard.
All right. And that's what you were saying. He doesn't necessarily have much fun, but he does draw the extra card. He gets another card for the tap, so...
Oh, that works out. I don't think he's had patches yet.
I don't think he has either. This is going to be a lot of stuff.
Unfortunately, the Councilman attack has been wasted a little bit. Funnily enough, if the Soulfire hit the Tar Creeper, I think the maths would have worked out better that turn.
Yeah. But still, this Hydra's got no... It's not going anywhere. But it's going to the face most likely. We saw a silence on a Void Walker earlier. Now we might see a Vile Spine on one.
It's tricky. It's tricky because the problem is if you fast bind the Void Walker, the other minions on the board just deal with the Hydra.
Yeah, they do.
I don't think... No, there's no way Pavel can stop Bone Man next turn. That could be a problem for him.
Yeah, and he knows it. He's got to work out what was in Orange's hand to be happy to discard a Doomguard.
Yeah.
And then to not play anything with fire with six mana. He might think it's double Bone Mare in hand. There aren't many hands Orange can have where he needs to then tap and play garbage after the Soulfire discarded Doomguard.
It's true.
I think Pavel can read quite a lot into that last turn. I don't know if he will. It's like a bit of a stretch, but I think he's the world champion for a reason.
Definitely taking his whole turn to think this through.
And if you do Vile Spine, you've got to choose carefully as well. Do you want the 8 to the face? Do you want to get rid of the captain to defend your Hydra?
There's so many factors. Okay, he gets rid of the captain. It does mean the Hydra is going to deal more damage to his own face, but this feels like the play that's more likely to win you the game quickly. Second Bone Mare from Orange should get to proc next turn. In fact, it will because of the Malchezaar's Imp in the hand.
It will, but what's going to happen? So he's going to have to trade into the Hydra, maybe?
I think you kill the Vile Spine. Not completely sure, though.
Sure.
You kill the Vile Spine, the Hydra probably has to go into it anyway.
Yep.
Or at least the minion and the weapon.
Sure. There's a lot of damage incoming here. A lot of damage. Pavel could go wide here. SI the Imp. Just stick a load of damage to face and have Leroy back. This looks painful. And that second Bone Mare for Orange is looking really helpful right now.
The time for trading is done. That Hydra is going straight into the face.
All right, so Orange now going to have to Bone Mare again.
Are we Bone Maring the Bone Mare or are we Bone Maring the Malchezaar's Imp? It's really hard.
It's close. I think you Bone Mare the Imp personally. You have 3 beating sticks on the board.
Wait, do you just lose if you do that?
Is there enough health? Yeah,
the Imp has 7 health. Hydra goes into it. 1, 2, 3, 7. Oh, no, technically you just survive. Oh, without Leroy.
Yeah, without Leroy. With Leroy, who cares?
With Leroy, this game is over regardless. Pavel is going to take this.
Interesting to see what conclusion Orange reaches, though. Does he want a widespread board that can take out all the things that come at him? No, he just wants a massive taunt. But it's all going to be no avail. Play Leroy, do what you like, and it's going to be 2-0 to Pavel.
Not the start that Orange wanted.
So Pavel is down to his Warlock. What will it be? He would play anything, whatever he feels is best at the time.
Huge round of applause coming from the audience. Not very often.
But yeah, the guys to the left, Dawn and Flurry, you know, they're the Korean commentators. They are going insane in there at times.
Yep.
All right, so it is Priest versus the Druid.
Yep, okay. Looking like a pretty good opening hand for Orange. Pavel's going to be great after he gets the Nourish down, he gets the ramp up. He's got 2 ultimate infestations ready to go. Pavel never runs out of steam this game.
I was confused with my notes were a mess there. Of course it's the Druid. Oh yeah, he does not.
Yeah, I remember it was Orange's Druid that was banned because it was the...
But Orange has the hand that sets up the second wind condition. You don't see this very often, but if you take the Kazakus and you can get the board, which he might do with the Talon Priest, get +4 health on one part of your 5-mana spell, and summon a demon or summon your dead minions from the other part.
Yeah, in which case he plays Raza first, lets Raza die, and then plays the potion.
I mean, you can just destroy them.
Okay, I have to admit, I don't know these by the colors. I see deal 5, I see 5/5 minion there.
+4 on the right here.
We're
If he took the 5/5, if he gets the +4 health, he can make a massive board.
That's the 4 damage AoE, that's 5 damage. So yeah, I would imagine he's going to go for the 4 health.
We don't know what the first part was, but if it's anything to do with minions, the 4 health is amazing.
I hope Orange knows which is which.
It's actually a very good point. Luckily,
we've worked it out. So
the numbers are in language that we do understand, so you can work it out. But learning these pictures is a thing I have done before, but I don't remember them now. And there's like 4 different, very similar purples.
We're going to have no idea what that potion does until it gets played, though.
But you
5/5, and I saw the number 4.
So probably +4. And if that's what he's going to do, he will play that next turn and just get on with it. And you can just kill Druid this way.
Will he, or will he play Raza first? I think there's a
He'll
good
play
argument
Raza
for
first,
both.
probably, yeah. And honestly, you just beat Druid this way sometimes with your minions.
Yeah.
It's really weird. And yeah, he's clearing the way for it. This is what he's going for. And what happens a lot of the time is you're so wide, the ultimate infestation gets like, it just can't cope.
Yep.
And your trades become so insane. This next turn is going to be amazing for Orange here. Just watch and learn, everybody. This turn is great.
5, 9, 3, 7, and another 5, 9. All hitting the board right now.
Yeah, when you go for this strategy, you point it at the face.
How does Pavel beat this?
He doesn't. This is like your alternative win condition, and this is where the Talon Priest is so good, and Orange really loves the card.
Ultimate Infestation will help him, but only so much. Oh, look at that. That Orange going to just wipe out as much as possible. Now the Ultimate Infestation doesn't even deal with a 5/9 like it did a moment ago.
Exactly, and this, I'm not saying it's going to get there for sure, but this is showing very good knowledge of the deck from Orange. You'd expect no less. He has played this deck thousands of times, but it's really fun when you play it this way and you beat the Druid. First of all, beating Druid is always fun. I don't think anybody likes losing to Druid.
Last night, Orange described this deck to me as his favorite deck ever in Hearthstone.
Yeah, I was there for that. He loves it. I like the deck a lot. I think it's really good fun to play. I don't think it's hopelessly oppressive to play against like some of the other decks we've had that are very good. I know it's not much fun to play against if you lose to it, but it can be frustrating when you get comboed out on turn 8. But a lot of the time, there are things you can do. And I'm with him. It's one of my favourite ever decks too. This even lines up well for drawing more cards here. Acolyte into the Spirit. Spirit Lash, draw cards. The 1 damage to the 3/6, perfect. It's just going to be lovely. And the thing is here, even if this push doesn't work, what happens is Anduin on its own just wins the game without any nonsense. Because you do enough damage.
All of this chip damage, all of this extra damage, it does help Orange's primary win condition as well as just the secondary one.
And again, Raza's hero power is doing so much work.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we're getting to see this. You don't get to see it very often. It involves having a minion, heavy hand, and Kazakus.
Yeah.
But Orange has played it enough that he knew this lineup very quickly.
Kazakus, Talon Priest, and Raza all working together. Yeah, it made this very nice indeed. But now Pavel, he's managed to play the ultimate infestation. Right. He's dealt with most of these threats.
Yeah, and Orange is now going to have to start going for plan B, which is, oh goodness, I need my Anduin after all. So let's go find it. We might see an Auctioneer and a Holy Smite here as well.
Maybe.
You don't need the combo so much because of all the damage you've been doing, like I've been saying.
That being said, Pavel still has 24 health, even after all of that. Still quite high. Obviously, the demon can go phase. Yeah, okay.
So
I like
this stuff stays on board. You draw some cards. We might see the Northside Cleric as well in a minute.
Yeah, I like the silence as well. If you're going to go for it, commit. He's going to be looking for Binding Heal here, I think, or Circle of Healing or something. Doesn't get there. He can draw off of the Northshire Cleric.
Yeah, this deck's so beautiful when it comes together. And so even though he hasn't won the game with those minion push,
it's helped
unless
so
Anduin's his bottom card, he just wins by accident now almost. I mean, Pavel's got to deal with all this mess. Kun will help.
Yeah, swipe looks necessary to deal with the Auctioneer.
You can Kun into Infestation and burn a load of cards. I don't like it though. Don't know how you win the game if you burn the wrong stuff.
Burning cards in Jade Druid is more impactful than burning cards in Big Druid.
I think you see the swipe here, I agree. And then if Orange gets any sort of healing, well, he's got healing, it's his hero power for 0.
Pavel could swipe and play Nourish, I guess.
This is so nasty for Pavel.
I prefer Jade Blossom and Jade Idol, though, I think.
And this is, I mean, when you're 2-0 down, obviously winning is crucial, but the Druid is the matchup you would have thought you might be the most trouble at. If you can win this one with the Priest, stuff might get interesting. It is interesting that Orange queued this first, by the way.
Right.
You know, just get it over with. Sometimes players try and put pressure on their opponents by going for the hardest matchup last.
Yeah.
But Orange doesn't think Pavel's like that. He feels that, you know, let's just get on with it.
Pavel is obviously a very calm player. You don't have the results that he's had.
Right.
You know, over and over and over again by being thrown by tricks like that.
Orange has got so many choices here. He's going for the 0 mana option first rather than the 1 mana, just so he's got more stuff available if he does draw Anduin quickly.
Radiant Elemental. If only he had that with the Auctioneer.
That would have been pretty nuts.
Binding Heal. If only he had that with the Auctioneer.
I don't think that Orange is a Lyra gamer, but we have seen Lyra and Gadget-san in decks at times together. Oh,
okay.
Kun's interesting. He's already done the minion strategy, yeah.
Oh, it's one of the best things he could get because he just plays it for free. It's just a 0 mana 7/7 next turn.
And he's already been fighting ahead on the board, and that's just going to keep him ahead. And really, this is still all the results of that turn 4 Kazakus potion.
Yeah.
And he's still not messing around. He's just leaving the trading to Pavel.
Pavel going to try and slow Orange down a little bit here. Spreading Plague does just die to Dragonfire Potion, but it clears up the rest of Orange's board as well, except for the 5/11. If Thalnos survives, then Dragonfire Potion still clears this, but Pavel will get rid of it with this hero power. He has to. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, what? Yeah, he's going to do this, otherwise it would be messy. Orange must be getting to about 10 cards to go. That's almost lethal.
With the smite, it would have been lethal.
It would,
now,
yeah. But he wouldn't have had it.
No.
Because he needed to draw the card, so yeah. Even though it would have been, he wouldn't have had the smite in his hand. Oh my goodness, so many choices.
Okay, so you can't binding heal the face. I was thinking Arcanine binding heal your opponent's face. No, that doesn't work.
No, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
I know a famous caster who once said you might be able to.
I think that was Greater Healing Potion, actually.
Yeah, that was somebody else. Then the next week, I tried to binding heal the face.
Oh,
it was me.
It was you.
The week after the Greater Healing Potion
said
fiasco.
Famous caster, Lorinda.
Oh.
You confused me.
Well.
Thought you meant Soto.
Yeah, he was the Greater Healing Potion guy. So it may just be a problem that none of us can read, okay? So here comes the clear. And then this sets up for, I mean, Velen Mind Blast is 10 to face. This is the upside of what happened earlier in the game. Is that Orange has just put himself in position now where he just doesn't need all of this stuff. And it's a good job because Anduin's playing hard to get.
Pavel hanging in there. If he can get that Malfurion down soon and start gaining armor, he actually will find that he has a chance. It's a slim one, though. The crazy thing about Kun is that it's also an extra 2 damage after the Anduin's been played.
Yeah.
So, like, the play could be after Anduin. Sorry, you play. I just poked Lorinda there.
He's getting beaten up in the booth.
After the Anduin, you can play Kun for the armor, then play Velen, and then deal the rest of the damage.
Orange a long way in front here, but it can change around. Medivh plus stuff has changed around many a game. It's one of the features of this Druid deck, and Druids throughout history really, is they just have so many options available to them.
I like this a lot. Like, why not? Orange can afford the health at the moment. Just go ahead, blow up the minion.
And he's actually going to take advantage of the Velen and get 4 to face here. Have we missed a lethal?
We have missed lethal.
We have missed a lethal. I'm not sure.
No, we haven't.
Thank goodness. Yeah.
We haven't missed lethal.
I thought it was one off, but
it was odd because the binding heal would have been played before the Velen if Anduin had come down.
yeah.
That was confusing for a second.
Thank
there.
goodness for that. But I mean, it is to all intents and purposes absolutely over.
There is Earthen Scales in Pavel's hand. No, but Medivh plus Earthen Scales just would not have been enough anyway. Pavel is hanging in there for now.
He is.
Oh, he is going to Earthen Scales the 6/6. Gain 7 armor, he's up to 8. The taunts actually prevent the minions from dealing any damage. This is where that Shadow Word Horror card could come in handy.
Orange won't play that card.
No.
He hates that card. Well, hates is strong, but the discussions go along the line of now, why would you play that these days?
Yeah.
Oh, this is important. And now he can just look for more damage. I think most of the damage is out of his deck.
Smite's gone, Mind Blast is gone. Potion of Madness is damage. Oh. Shadow Word Pain is damage.
Does Shadow Word Pain get you through? You need to get through for 4. I think you get through for 3.
You get through for 3, that's right.
So it's going to be 1 off if he goes that route.
Wait, the hero power with the Arcanine. Oh, he's got Arcanine Circle available to him. It's not good enough, though. Yeah, he's 1 off. He is 1 off. You pain 1, you ping 1, you trade the Arcanine in. 7 damage from the minion pushes through to the face. Oh, this is so frustrating for Orange. Where is Anduin?
And there's always that nagging feeling in the back of your mind when you're in this position in the booth and when you're playing, and when you're casting, that you may have missed it. He's like, I put Pavel down to 1 twice now. Have I messed up somewhere?
Right.
He hasn't, but that we can see at least. But you start wondering, where could I have done 1 more damage in this entire game?
Pavel running Earthen Scales is very interesting. It's not something you see often in J-Druid at all nowadays. Strong card, though.
Yeah, Orange with his 1 of Naturalized flying around in there. Pavel's got his 1 of Earthen Scales.
Okay, Orange just really got frustrated about something.
He spotted 1 damage from somewhere there.
I think he has. There was a moment where he really shook his head and put his head in his hands for a second there.
I thought when I was talking about it, he looked like he was thinking, as if, where's that 1 damage?
He's just found it, and now he's going to feel tilted. And that's not good for the position that he's in.
Yeah, this is where Orange has matured a lot over the last 2 years, though. Orange of 2015 would go to pieces now. This Orange will shake it off. He's satisfied his curiosity. He's found that he did make a mistake, it seems. And now he'll just get on with it. But Pavel's having a tough time just not dying here as it is.
He's up to 9 health again, though. That's a pretty big number. But that is... No, wait.
I'm waiting.
No, it's almost lethal. It's not quite. The Pyromancer plus the Pain means that you can deal with the second Scarab with both 2 attack minions. You push 7 damage through to the face. There's 9 health there, so we're still 2 off.
Did Orange play a minion he didn't need to a few turns ago, make the spreading play 1 too big? Is that what he did wrong, possibly?
Maybe.
Got a feeling that might be it. Got a feeling he may have dropped a minion hit that wasn't relevant. And that meant he couldn't get through the spreading plague and he would have the other way. Not certain on that. It's really hard when casting to just reconstruct, but I think it might be that.
Orange is going to go forward with 2 damage to the face instead. Interesting that he trades in the Radiant and keeps the 2/4 alive. Obviously values the stats more than the ability.
He's got a hero power that doesn't need to be used on face right now, so it's like an extra ability, not just the extra stat, but it's an ability to not die for longer.
Another taunt from Pavel there, the 3/6. It is, I think that's enough for Pavel to survive for another turn.
Orange is down to 6 cards, though. At some point, Anduin's going to turn up, but now Orange doesn't have anything to play with Anduin anyway. Anduin's not exactly that great anymore.
With the Behemoth, Orange is going to have 9 damage. Pavel is going to have 10 health.
It's 1 off again.
So Anduin would do it. Any of those cards that deal 1 damage would do it, but they're gone. Most
They're all
of them.
gone. He cycled them for the Auctioneer to get to this Anduin. It's a good job he did.
Okay, Pavel doing this reduces Orange's damage even more. In fact, now the 7/7 has to go into the 3/6. So only 5 damage can push forwards into the face. So 5 off lethal for Orange. Oh, he wants that after the Anduin so badly. What is happening, Orange? Where is your Anduin?
Oh, wow.
Velen gone. Mind Blast gone. Holy Smite gone.
Well, the circle's worth 2 damage when Anduin does come. But it's got to come soon. Because Orange is out of resources. They're starting to get munched away.
Pavel is gaining armor every single turn. But can Pavel deal with this board?
Well, first of all, he's got to deal with the board. He's also got to never fatigue even for 1. Quite often as Druid, it suits you to fatigue for like 1 and then shuffle after.
I think he's played both Jade Idols. Oh no, sorry, there's one
there's one left, yes. Yeah, so he's going to Fandle it back. He's got to be careful to make sure they're in there. But now he's just going to draw Jade Idols. And Jade Idols don't prevent face damage except by trading. Or by killing the opponent. But that works.
Does it? So he can trade the 7/7 into Kuhn. Yeah, Pavel only just survives this.
Again.
That trade has to happen. Leave 6 damage. He's got 8 health.
Anduin's lethal
Anduin
again.
is lethal one more time.
I think there's 4 cards left. It might be 3. It's one of those 2 numbers. So it's getting really close now. But it's going to have to because he's nearly stabilized.
There's
the Anduin.
Shadowy Anduin finally gets picked up by Orange.
And Pavel's side before it was played, because the whole crowd did the same noise that we did. And he didn't hear it, but he saw it, I think, out of the window there. Everybody just, well, collective sigh. We're going to get more of champion versus future champion. It's 2-1.
Orange finally gets his first win. What a series. 5.
Very little reshuffling of people in this crowd this time.
Game number 4. I can count. Game number 4.
Fine. We do that. That's what we do. Yeah, in between games, people tend to be moving around and getting reseated or going to see somebody else in the exhibition. Hardly anybody stood up after that one. They're all looking to see who's going to be in this final.
So now it's time for Orange to take on an aggressive deck one more time. This should be a good matchup for him.
Yeah, as he messes up his notes one more time. It should, but this opening hand is pretty grim, but it's not catastrophic, as you hear the noise there from the Korean casters as they are pretty excited about Pavel's ramping into UI over the next few turns.
I am pretty certain that you can hear the noises. I watched a little bit of yesterday's broadcast back just to check, and it is pretty clear that the sound's coming out. So,
okay. The Lich King.
So that is a card we've seen sometimes in some of these tempo rogues. I think the Lich King is a card that Orange likes quite a lot.
Yeah, it's a pretty powerful card, obviously. I mean, when it was spoiled, everybody felt that it was going to be like a design mistake. How dare they print such a broken card?
Oh my goodness, we have the potential of a humongous Edwin Van Cleef this turn, thanks to the Shadow Step and the Backstab, and potentially whatever card Shaku picks up.
Yeah, there's never a bad time to get a humongous Edwin, but against Druid is always a very good time.
And sooner rather than later, right?
And just finishing that phase, a lot of people, myself included, thought, hey, what's this stupid Lich King card all about? It's going to be in every deck, it's going to spoil the meta.
Yeah.
But the last 3 or 4 times we've all said that, the design team have been right and we have been wrong. You know?
Yeah, remember what people said about Lyra before it came out?
Well, I didn't see any of that, actually. I thought Lyra was pretty busted. And I didn't see the stuff until afterwards. But yeah, people were saying, worst card ever, blah, blah, blah. Now Lyra's pretty good, it turns out. And set to get better, looking at the cards from the new expansion as well.
Edwin's going to go ahead, Orange is going to go ahead, Shadow Step the Shaku there to heal it, put its stealth back, play a backstab, and also buff up Edwin Van Cleef. This worked out very nicely indeed for him.
Yeah, Edwin Van Cleef is going to do a lot of 8s in this game. Maybe. But Pavel's getting towards Infestation already, and he's got more stall in his hand. This is actually quite crazy. Yeah, setting up to kill that over 2 or 3 turns. And normally the deal with a big Edwin is it takes up loads of resources to kill. Actually, Pavel's going to find this fairly easy to kill off with just incidental damage.
Orange now having to put that 8 damage in, but it doesn't matter too much. At the beginning of the game for Jade Druid, it's sort of a tempo deck. It's just much slower tempo than the Rogue until much, much later on. Gonna trade in the Shaku here. Nourish allows Orange to ramp up. I was gonna say and get to the Lich King next turn if he wanted to. Gonna go with the minion pressure instead. Look at the trade Edwin can now make.
I know. This is where Edwin does get good. So Orange is forcing damage through.
Orange's late game value here is looking really good.
Yeah, he should be okay to keep up with the Druid pretty much in terms of the tempo of the next few turns. There's so many tempting looking plays here, but one of them is just smash your opponent straight in the face. I don't think that's what we're going to see, but it's really tempting. The trade is surely the right play. 8's a lot.
It's just too good a trade. The problem,
it defends your 4-5 so well.
The problem is you're trying to play around Ultimate Infestation as well. I think that this trade for Medivh has to happen, so I don't mind this.
Well, now
something lives for the Bone Man.
It does, but Pavel can. I think he can take the value trade on the 5-5 here on the Scalebane.
Yeah.
And Ultimate Infestation, the Edwin, and That looks good to me.
Gets a 10-mana minion as well. The question is, does he get an old god who all have pretty bad stats? Or does he get Tyrantus, Deathwing Dragonlord, Deathwing, one of those cards?
I think I like to make the point that everyone says about the old gods they're bad stats. They are.
Yeah.
They are. But 7-5 or 5-7, they're not, or 6-6.
Yeah.
They're not disasters.
No.
It's still like getting a 6 drop for nothing.
Yeah, of course.
It's just not the 10 drop you're looking for.
Yeah. Yasharaj is fine.
Yasharaj is ridiculous.
Yasharaj is the exception to the old god rule there.
We are going to get to see if Orange's play with Edwin last turn works out for him or not properly. So he's done 8 more damage than he would have. But these trades work out really nicely here for Pavel. And this play, defending his 7-2 is really smart. Means that Medivh gets to do its thing again.
Spell damage as well. If a swipe gets picked up, that could be hugely relevant. Bone Mare can still come down here, but how good is it? Not that good.
Both players neglecting to play the crazy big stuff.
Yeah, it's funny. But Fandral into Edwin SI7 Agent. I'm getting my 3-drops mixed up. Fandral into SI7 Agent looks good, and then if the Fandral lives, the Nourish is insane, and something Pavel will not be expecting.
Yeah, it really won't. The Fandral Nourish is always insane. It's more insane for Rogue.
Okay, well, that's a card. I think they're putting us to shame.
They really are. But I'm happy casting at my own cadence.
I want to blow it up for the finals, you know?
Yeah. See if we can keep up.
Oh, Tyrantus is the card that Pavel gets, and I think that probably marks the end for Orange. He can play the Lich King, but it just gets torn to shreds.
Yeah, I'm not even sure that it needed to be that big anyway. Even if it was like a 4-4, I think it would have been fine here. But like you say, this is going to finish it off pretty quickly.
He needed Doom Pact to clear the entire board.
Right.
But the silence there, that's 30 damage right now. Pavel takes the win. Current world champion will be playing against Suni in the finals of Korea versus the world.